Hello, my name is Matthew York, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is currently being filmed on my phone because I've shot this like 7 different times and decided to shoot it again one more time. So we'll see if I actually post this one or if I edit it down or do anything else crazy to it. But I just wanted to introduce myself, kind of talk a little bit about what the channel is going to be about, what the plan is going forward, give a little bit of a shop tour. It's not going to be much because the shop is a bit of a mess, and that's a lot of what inspired this. So, without further ado, I'm going to get on with the introductions. So, the idea behind this channel came about because my wife and I enjoy traveling. We both enjoy Disney and kind of the Imagineering that goes into Disney spaces. We also love all sorts of other things. I'm a big fan of gaming, D&D, that sort of stuff. I'm a big fan of fantasy novels, sci-fi novels. I'm a big fan of, magic and the whimsy and the the idea of bringing that into my woodworking sounds like a lot of fun, and that's kind of what I want to focus on with this channel, is not only doing woodworking projects but making them kind of whimsical, making them magical, making them a little bit more than just, say, a workbench, giving a little pizzazz, a little something more. And so that's a lot of what this channel is going to be, is doing projects around my shop, doing projects around my house, doing projects for various gifts or other things that are going to not just be simple woodworking projects or complex woodworking projects. They're going to be projects with a little bit of that sort of Imagineering flair, a little bit of that magic inherent in the craft itself, giving things a little bit more than a little bit more whimsy, a little bit more je ne sais quoi, if you will. There'll also be conversations that I'll be having while I work on these projects, philosophies around why I'm doing what I'm doing, the design ideas, the aesthetics. I kind of want to explore different design ethoses, begin crafting my own design ethos. I love Art Deco. I love Art Nouveau. I like green and green. There's different sort of these furniture designs and aesthetics and things like that I enjoy, but I want to put my own spin on them. I want to kind of take them to an alternate sort of flavor, if you will. I love kind of Elseworlds and the idea of things that are both functional as well as aesthetically pleasing. So I want to, I want to explore things like that. Influences are like Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Haunted Mansion, things like that. Pirates of the Caribbean, either the movies or the ride, primarily the ride though. Doing things with different book settings that I enjoy. I grew up reading, say, like Redwall and Terry Pratchett and things like that. So there's sort of designs that those books evoke that I want to incorporate. And I've got lots of projects around the house, and my wife and I are going to be working together to kind of theme some of those projects around the house. She has an office that we're going to be turning into sort of a collector's kind of like sci-fi-esque paradise, if you will, library. A sort of sci-fi aesthetic mixed with, the collector and Treasure Planet and some of those other kind of like, sci-fi adjacent Star Wars, Star Trek, that sort of stuff. Mixing it in, giving it an eclectic and yet cohesive kind of vibe to it. There's projects all over this shop that I need to work on. I'll talk about those as I go through and give a little bit of an interim tour of the space I'm working with and the space I've been working on for a couple weeks now. And that's really kind of what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be an exploration of my own craft. It's going to be an exploration of what it means to be a crafts person in this day and age, finding my own sort of aesthetic, finding my own brand, kind of walking through what that means, but also showing off different skills, learning different skills. I'm by no means a master crafts person. I dabble in a lot of different things. I love all sorts of different crafts. Woodworking and wood turning are kind of the heart of everything I work on, but I 3D print, I 3D model, I leather work, I do some stone carving, all sorts of different stuff. So I want to kind of incorporate that into things. My dad has built dioramas all of my life. He builds these amazing like World War II dioramas for the models that he collects, and I want to explore some of that. I've loved dioramas since I was a kid, thanks to him, and I want to dig into some of that. I'm hoping that he and I can work on a project together. I'll bring him on the channel and he can kind of share some of his ideas, his tips, the things he's learned over a lifetime of making different things and making cool stuff. And I'll be showing off some of his work as well. So that's kind of where we're at. This is going to be a learning experience, a growing experience. I've never had a YouTube channel before. I've consumed a lot of YouTube content, that's for sure. But here I am putting myself out there, and I'll be interested to see where this goes. I'm hoping that over time it'll evolve into something that I can be super proud of. I love my woodworking. I'm proud of it, but I kind of want to do more with it. I want to explore what it means to really dive in and hone in on some stuff. So I'll be bringing all of you along with me for that. I'll be doing different projects interspersed with some wood turning and things like that, just to show off some different turned projects that I enjoy, and also because turning is kind of, like I said, the heart of my shop and where a lot of my start came from, and a lot of my really kind of passion lives is in turning. But I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'll give you a short tour of the shop, and then I'll cut this, post it to YouTube, and go from there. So again, welcome to Black Rabbit Craftworks, and welcome to the adventure that is going to be my journey through kind of my own, let's say, midlife crisis. So here we go. All right, so the shop, like a lot of us work with, is a two-car garage that my wife has lovingly allowed me to turn into a nightmare woodworking shop. It's been a bit of a mess, as you can see. It was far worse than it is now, but it's kind of been like this for about 5.5 years, in various states of put together, not put together, workable, not workable. Sometimes it's a disaster, sometimes it's not a disaster. But yeah, this is kind of the shop as it sits right now. Most of the projects starting out are going to be sort of shop projects. I want to do an under table saw cabinet. I want to rework my sort of miter saw bench over there. I need to move the wood storage off of that so that it's no longer sitting directly over the garage door. I want to move them over there so it's a little bit longer, a little bit more room. Here's my lathe. I do need to do some rehab on this guy. It's been kind of beat to heck and back over the years, so I need to give it some love. I want to do a under lathe cabinet for it. I probably am going to build some sort of like grinding and storage station to sit right here. This ridiculous ginormous sheet panel storage I built when I first moved into this house, and it has just been in the way since then, so I want to rework it. I don't store a lot of panel sheets. I bought a bunch with projects in mind, and then those projects kind of fell by the wayside, and so I'm just sitting with this massive panel storage cart that takes up an enormous amount of room in my not very large shop. So I need to give it the boot to the curb, so to speak, and start working on that. I need to do some stuff for this assembly table that's back there, rework the tool storage, rework my clamp storage. This dust collector needs some love and needs to be kind of rehabbed, so that's another project. So I welcome you all to come along with me on this journey. I welcome you all to kind of check out where things are going to go, what we're going to do, and yeah, look forward to seeing y'all in the next one.